Hello. So I went to watch a movie this afternoon called Raid 2. I'd already watched the first movie when it came out a few years back, and it is something sort of a semi-thriller, and I'm a sucker for thrillers, so obviously I couldn't miss it. And also I liked the first movie, so did my family, so we decided we were gonna go watch it. It is the latest release in India. So as the name suggests, the idea of the story is to find a person who is deeply corrupt, like knee-deep in corruption, and then go discover the black, the untaxed cash, property papers, jewelry, whatever they possess, and they've not paid taxes for it. Now, I'm gonna give a few spoilers here so you can actually assess if you want to watch this movie or not, or I'm gonna give you an overview as well so you can decide if you like the concept in the first place or not. So here it is. So the movie starts on a, seemingly peculiar note because this officer, he is a dry, honest officer. And obviously he works in the income tax department and he is the commissioner there. He holds a really high rank, and this person's never taken even a penny from someone without providing the service or, without deserving it. So he goes on to say that I'm going to take some money from you to settle down the case. Obviously, he raided a rich man's house and he said, I'm going to settle the matter, just like sweep it under the carpet, give me some like 2 crores Indian rupees. And in dollars, it would be something like more than $200,000. More than $200,000. So that was his demand. He was ready to accept bribe. But obviously people who have seen the first movie and people who know like the kind of movie that this actor Ajay Devgn does, they'd be able to tell immediately that this is a farce. It turned out to be a farce pretty quickly. He just wanted to be transferred to a place where he would find the big guy, the bad guy, Ritesh. Ajay Devgn did a fantastic job in terms of the acting, and like I said, I also like the idea of the movie, and that's why I went in to watch the second part. But obviously the movie is not flawless. It has some loopholes, and I have my personal opinion about what could have been better if they just paid a little bit of more attention. So he is transferred to this place where he finds the big guy. The big guy is the home minister of the state, and they talk about Bhuj, so they're probably talking about the state of Rajasthan. He gets in there. Meanwhile, there's some songs right at the start of the movie, and it kind of feels like, because you see 2 music videos within 30 minutes of the movie, so it kind of feels like they're going to throw a song every 13 minutes or so. That doesn't happen because the songs suck. Not gonna lie, the songs were very oddly placed. Like, you could never have imagined a song that badly choreographed and that badly written to be placed at such a bad point in the movie. And also this guy, because he is really involved in his job and his service, he's like dedicated his life to the service. He is not a romance kind of guy. So they still have to show this side of this officer because they want to get all kinds of audience to watch it. It feels very stiff and forced from his side. And also the wife character, she doesn't have a life of herself. She just dresses up really beautifully, wears amazing salwar suits, this Indian attire, and waits for her husband during dinner time. That's her life. So you see 2 songs right at the beginning of the movie that kind of spoils your mood, leaves a bad taste in your mouth. But then the story goes on. He goes to this place where this corrupt guy is. First off, they're friendly. They call each other informal names. But obviously Ajay Devgn, Amay, became friendly with this bad guy with the intention to raid. He went into his properties, checked them, assessed them to raid. And then because this guy also happens to have an eagle eye, like a bold eagle eye, he found out some things, connected the dots, and the real story starts. The good thing about the movie is that the climax is not bad. Obviously, a good movie has to have a climax that makes the audience go, oh, this is what I came here for. So it's not that great, but it is nothing sort of good, I would say. You know what I mean? And it is kind of unpredictable, not so predictable like some other Bollywood movies that have come out in the recent days. So the movie goes on, and they find the big money. They find all the papers, the documents. He does it all by himself. And in the middle, again, there's some sad things happening. The hero feels defeated. The story seems to be going haywire, but nothing of that sort happens at the end. There's a happy ending. But while all of this was happening, while the hero was not in his hero mode, there is this Bollywood number by Tamanna Bhatia. Gorgeous, good dancer, but you cannot expect anything new from Bollywood or you'll be burned. I kind of like Tamanna for the skills that she possesses, but the dance, the choreography, the song, like the entire creation of that song was so repetitive and boring, and also again very oddly and badly placed in the movie that you just want to, rush through the song. So you get done with it, the story goes on, they find the cash, they find the papers. But the thing about the story that I did not like, and obviously there's a happy ending at the end and everything is sorted, and also there's this past character, the big guy from the last movie who was the culprit in the last movie. He just comes in and out, like, he has like 7 seconds of screen time in the whole movie, and he tries to add this fun element. He's trying to be funny, which I think he was funny. He was successful in making us giggle a little, at least, because he has the experience, the big guy, cool guy, respect him. So the story ends on this note where everything is discovered, everything is sorted, back to normal. But the big problem that I have with this movie is that they were way too focused on the central idea. Now, I agree that in order to make a movie a big success, the makers have to be, just singularly focused on the central theme. And this is what they did. But then they were so focused that they almost missed the point that they also have to connect with the audience on a deeper level and show them some connections as to how it happened. I mean, the sad story. Why did a man, Ritesh, the bad guy, he actually went from being a very poor person who used to sell shoes, and he was a really good-hearted person. I mean, that's how they showed him to being this devil that he became at the end. They forget to mention this. They forget to talk about his backstory, the transition, all of that. I was really waiting for that part. So that's like the biggest drawback of the movie. The rest of it, like I said, they really stayed focused on the central idea, which I kind of appreciate. And I also want more movies to stay focused at the central idea, Bollywood talking. And so that was the story. This was my review of the story. Had they discussed the bad guy's transition phase, or like what made him into a bad guy, it would have been a perfect watch for me. But now that they've not done it, I would say it is like an 8 or a 7.5 out of 10 from me. You can let me know your reviews and we can chat in the comments. Bye.